Okay, in this tutorial what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and use our skeleton from the previous project to animate this robot. Alright, so you should still have it in T mode. We're just going to go ahead and put it in regular, just empty box mode. And we're going to go ahead and go to our window outliner. Actually, you know what? Let's go to Window, Hypergraph Scene Hierarchy. It's a bit better. Okay, Window, Hypergraph Scene Hierarchy. Okay, now we have this screen right here. First thing we have to do is, well, we have to name our joints and our geometry. So let's go ahead and do that. This joint here, we're going to call it, right-click and go to Rename. We're going to call this Base. Base joint, okay? The geometry right here, I'm zooming in and out and holding Alt and middle mouse button to get around on the screen. Hold down right click, rename. It's just going to be called base. So we have base, Alt, middle mouse button, and then base joint. We're going to call this foot joint. And then this thing right here, we're going to call this the foot. We could actually do that right here. Now we're going to go to the next joint, right there. We're going to call this knee joint. And we're going to call this sphere knee. Next joint we're going to go to is we're going to call that arm joint. Actually, let's call it leg joint. And then we're going to call this leg. We're going to call that one hip joint. And we're going to call that thing hip. Now it's a little hard to see, but there's a joint in here. Whoops. That's going to be the arm joint. And this is going to be called the arm. Alright, and we'll call this finger 1 joint. We'll call this thing finger 1. Call this one finger 2. And we'll call this, you guessed it, finger 2 joint. There you go. So we have everything named. Why did I name that? Well, you're going to parent everything. Watch what I'm doing, this window only. I'm going to go to the base, okay? And I'm going to hold down my middle mouse button. You'll see the plus sign. I'm holding it down. So I click on the base with my left mouse button. That's your pointer finger. And then I'm going to click the mouse wheel. I'm going to hold it down until I see a plus. Okay? And I'm going to drag the base joint, the base to the base joint. See that? I just created a parent. So if I go up, that means that's the parent. Now the foot joint, the foot is going to go to the foot joint. The knee is going to go to the knee joint. The leg is going to go to the leg joint. The hip is going to go to the hip joint. If you don't name things, it's impossible to do this. The arm is going to go to the arm joint. The finger 1 is going to go to the finger 1 joint. Finger 2 joint. How do you read this graph here? Well, you go up. That's the base joint. Go to the foot and just go straight up to the first thing it hits. Boom, hits the foot joint. Knee, just go up to the first thing it hits. Knee joint. Leg joint. Okay? And that's the way it works. There you go. Everything's parented. If you hit F, just click on anything here and hit F. Zoom out a little bit. It'll focus it for you. Okay. Well, how do we animate this? Watch. If I select the base joint here, and I move the object around, watch what happens. See that? It's nice. It all fits together nicely. You see how the base joint, the rotates a little bit off? We could fix that. This is what we do. You might not need to do this. I'm going to go to this one and then go to the question mark and hit this. Okay, and I'm going to highlight this and just rotate it so it's straight. Okay, that's good now. Let me just make this transparent so you can see what I'm doing. Actually, I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to make that straight. Okay, that's good. Alright, these are fine now. Okay, go back to this one right here. That one right there. So now, let me bring my geometry back. When I select this joint, let me hit 5. See that? Now we have our robot moving like this. Let's go to our next joint, the foot joint. What does that do? Well, that'll make it do this. It also could make it do this, but you don't want to do that there. The knee joint, this is the one that you're really going to rotate like that. Then the leg joint just doesn't do much. You'll just do this with the leg joint. Let's check out the arm joint. Actually, the hip joint. See that? How about finger 1 joint? Okay, I have a mistake, so I'm going to middle mouse button that. There you go. If I ever make a mistake, I could just click the middle mouse button and move things around. I don't want to right now though, because it's fine. Alright, look at that. You see how that's... I'm on the finger, I want to be on the joint. See that? There you go. Perfect. That's wonderful. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start animating. I'm actually going to start animating in the next video. So now we have everything lined up and named. We're all set for the animation. I don't want this to be a 20-minute video, so let me go ahead and stop here and then I'll pick it up in the next video.